All right. So here we are. We're live. Here we are. We are ready to get started. Let me just finish this setup right now. You got to love live. You've got to love it. I say this all the time. It's like if you could pre-record and then post something up, it wouldn't be as interesting as going live. So we're streaming at a couple of different levels. Yeah, here we go. Brain freeze. We're streaming at a couple of different platforms this morning, and I'm super excited to be coming to you to be sharing with you some tips and ideas on finding your passion. As I set out, we set out this today's day 11, and as we set out of the last 11 days, we spoke about how we're going to be just adding a huge amount of value, and the feedback that we're getting has been absolutely amazing, and we thank you for that. And we thank you for that because it gives us a true understanding of what's lacking out there in the marketplace. And it's not a time right now to be out there trying to, I suppose, sell your product or your service, but build a huge network right now. You need to build relationships, and you need to really understand what you're passionate about, because there's a time right now, and I put a post up yesterday. I don't know if you've seen it, but I put a post up and I said, right now, there's never been a better time than building your own personal brand. And a lot of people message me back and they don't really understand what a personal brand is, but personal brand is just you. It's who you are. It's what your values are. And the reason why I say that there's never been a better time right now is because businesses, your business, somebody else's business, companies that you work for or that you're associated with can be shut down overnight. It can go. You can lose everything. You can lose any systems, any procedures, all that type of stuff goes. But the truth of the matter is that you take yourself with you. That doesn't shut down unless you shut it down. And there's something that you've got to start to understand is that, well, I take myself with me. Then if I take myself with me, what do I truly value? Who am I? Like, how do I detach myself? Let's just say you've got a construction company, right? And in this construction company, and I go back to the construction company, and you hear this throughout the stories, because that's when I really truly found what I was passionate about, because I had the construction company, right? And that construction company was called Soulflex. That company, I seen significance in and I had certainty in it. That was who I was. I was that company. So if something ever happens to that company, like a crisis, and I lost that company, or I wanted to sell and depart, well, then I would have this emotional attachment to that company, and then I would feel a dis-ease. I would feel uncertainty. I would feel no significance. So something that my great mentor taught me is that you need to detach yourself. So the company is the company, and then you have your own personal brand, and your own personal brand is what your values are. Like, how do you show up in public? How do people see you? How do, like, what is it what they say about you when they see you? Like, all of this type of stuff is your own personal brand. So you've got to find what you're passionate about. So the steps of finding out what you're passionate about. So you think to yourself, like, we hear this all the time, find out what you're passionate about, how do you find out what you're passionate about? Like, if you would have been tuning in over the last couple of weeks, you would have heard me say, you've just got to have coffee with yourself. You've just got to sit down and have coffee with yourself. And I know it sounds crazy. I know it sounds crazy, but that's the truth. The truth is you got to just have coffee. You've just got to ask yourself some key questions, and those key questions are going to get you the answer. Everything that you're looking for, and I say everything that you're looking for, like within the answers are within you. They're not external. People can give you some advice. People can give you some tips. People can do all that type of stuff. And it's really interesting that people can tell you the type of person that you are, right? But really, the truth of the matter is that everything is within us. Everything is inside of us. So I'm going to give you a couple of quick tips on how you can discover this. And I share this with you. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to share with you a little story. Let me tell you this little story. Let me know first, can you hear me? Because I have no comments yet. I usually say, put in the comments below. Instagram, welcome to the call. Who have we got here? Welcome, everybody. I don't want to mention any names because then I'll forget somebody, and then I don't want to offend anybody. But welcome. Give us a big hello. Let me know where you're tuning in from. And on Facebook or YouTube, Let us know where you're tuning in from. Let me know if you can hear me loud and clear. Would love to get some feedback before I go in and dwell into this story, because anything can happen. So I'm getting some hellos. Good morning. And by the way, I know it's disappointing. I couldn't give you the full good morning chant this morning, because there's a boardroom meeting happening right now in the office behind me, with social distancing, of course. It's a must meeting within the organization, and I couldn't go out and do the good morning chant. But let me tell you, it's something that gets me fired up. So we've got Michigan coming in from Michigan. Love that. Boozy from Michigan. Wow. We're connecting all over the world. We're connecting all over the world. Who else we got? Coach Carla, Melbourne. Hey, Coach Carla. Great to see you on the call. All right. So I'm going to tell you this little story. Left school at the age of 15, and brought up in a broken family, and being in a Lebanese family, Lebanese background, cousins, uncles, relatives, everybody was in the construction industry. So it was inevitable that I was going to be in the construction industry. So what I used to do is, on my 6-week school holidays, so I was at the back end of year 10, had no direction in life. I didn't know what I was going to do. I wasn't passionate about anything, just whatever. I wasn't the most popular kid at school, and I just said to myself, you know what? I'm just going to go out and help my uncle. I used to love working, right? So I was going to go help my uncle on the job site and get a bit of cash in hand, a little bit of mullah. Always had a passion of making money, that's for sure. That's really, I started working at a really young age. I had some neighbors that have a fencing company, and I used to go work with them, just helping them out, $50 a day, and then used to go help out my cousins at their 6 weeks. So 6 weeks holidays, let me tell you something. 6 weeks holiday, I'm sweeping floors at this construction site, getting a bit of cash money. And that day in particular, I went to site, and if you can imagine this, imagine a building with no roof on it. So it's just the top level of a building, 3 stories up, no roof. And then I seen this team of guys come down. It was like the back end of December, hot day, pull their shirts off. They're carrying these big guns in their hand with these hoses, and then built this structure. And I was like, man, that's crazy, man. They're working at heights, cool. They were having so much fun. And it was at that moment I said, you know what? I want to become a carpenter. And I said to him, I want to become a carpenter. He said, man, are you scared of heights? And I said, well, I don't know. Like, I'm 15 years old. Like, how do I know I'm scared of heights? I've never really tried. He said, well, see if you can become a carpenter. So when I spoke to the guy that was on the site, that was a carpenter, I said, listen, can you give me an apprenticeship? I really want to become a carpenter. He said, yeah, absolutely. I'll give you an apprenticeship. So I came home. I said to mum, I'm going to become a carpenter. And she was like any mum, 15 years of age. No, you're not going to become a carpenter. You got to stay at school, finish school. And I hated school. I didn't apply myself at school, didn't do anything at school. We fast forward. 4 years went on. I did my carpentry, did my apprenticeship, and I learned the skills along the way. I finished that, started my own business at the age of 20, and continued moving on in that area. So had no previous experience in business, didn't come from a family of entrepreneurs. We weren't in business. So it was all very unfamiliar grounds. And we were able to build the company. And then in 2013, I was exposed to personal growth, to personal development. I went to a seminar, Tony Robbins seminar. And through that seminar is when I was exposed to all these different ways of thinking and insights. And I was like, wow, this is amazing. I just took such a big liking to it. And then I hit this wall, boom. I hit this wall one day where I wasn't motivated. I didn't want to get out of bed. I didn't want to grow the business anymore. I was just depressed. And I didn't know what that word was. I didn't know what that feeling was. Somebody said, you're just depressed, man. Like, you got everything in the world. You've got your house. You just recently got married, a baby on the way, financially stable. You've got in a perfect world from the outside looking in. But within, it wasn't. Within, it wasn't. And it wasn't because I didn't know, I hadn't discovered what I'd truly been passionate about. So through seeking some advice for some people around me, and I get write this in your notes. Proximity. I've said this before, but proximity is power. You've got to find somebody that has gone through, that is going through, that can mentor you, that can coach you on what you're trying to achieve. Because there's always somebody out there that's done what you want, or that's doing what you've got, or sorry, that's got what you want. And you need to think this, that right now, obviously proximity is quite difficult, but build your network, get around those people that they can find out that that can teach you, that can tell you. So I did that. I got around some people that I could talk to and tell them that this is what I'm going through, and and something's not right. And they said, look, you're looking for some change. The best way, and at the time I didn't call it passion, like find out what you're passionate about. They said the best thing is you need to discover who you truly are as a person and what you love doing. So get a piece of paper and a pen and just brainstorm. Ask yourself some intelligent questions. Like I wrote this down, and I encourage you to write this down. What do you love? Like, what do you absolutely love doing? It may not be what you're currently doing. It may not be that you do this at the moment because you don't have the time, but what do you absolutely love? And just write. Like, give you an example. You could love dogs, right? But you would never have a dog because of the mess that it makes. You could never have a dog because you don't have time to take it for a walk and to love and to care for it. Like, but you love dogs. Like, that's something you absolutely love. It's an example. So it doesn't necessarily mean something that you have, but something that you love, right? So explore that question and just brainstorm. You think to yourself, all right, well, I don't know the answers. It's not about thinking in here. It's about getting a pen and paper out and writing everything. Like, what do you love? And then just write. Have coffee with yourself. In the morning, first thing in the morning, the best time to do this stuff is when you're waking up out of consciousness. You know, you're half in between conscious state and unconscious state. You know, you've just broken your fast. You're out there, you're having breakfast, and you're just writing these questions. Answer that question. Write down any word that comes into your mind. Write it down. Second thing is, what do you hate? What do you absolutely hate? Might be something that you do on a daily basis, like commuting to work in a bus. You might hate that. I know that's not relevant right now in this time and place, right? But you just got to go out there and you need to write down all this stuff, like one-worded stuff. So I started to do these things. You know, Tamara said brainstorming is important. Absolutely. It's the most important thing that you can do. And it's the thing that people don't often do enough. Why? Because we're busy. We're too busy doing the things that aren't serving us. We're too busy in the areas of our life which they're not really serving us, like commuting to work, doing this, doing that. And right now, where there's like the reins being pulled back on the horse and it's gone, stop. Stop right now. It's forcing you to take a look around you and see what's really important. So enjoying this moment to really dwell in deep inside of us is what's going to sustain you, what's going to move you forward. So what do you love? What do you hate? What excites you? Like, what really gets you is so excited that it makes you jump out of your skin and like you just want to pick up the phone and tell somebody that you know what you just done. What is it that excites you? Let me know in the comments below if this is making sense. Let me know in the comments below if this is making sense. Like, or do you know what excites you? I remember I was working with Bradshaw. Bradshaw, if you're listening in, thank you so much for your mentoring and your guidance. And I engaged Bradshaw as my coach back in 2013 when I had the construction business. We wanted to expand the business, so I got myself a coach, accountability partner. Like I say to everybody needs a coach. I was telling my 6-year-old son the other day, we all need a coach. Anyway, good morning, Rania. I had him as my coach, and I remember he said, "What are you actually passionate about in your business?" First question was, "What do you actually do?" And I said, "I do everything. I'm quoting the jobs. I'm on the tools. I'm doing the accounting and all this stuff." So he restructured the whole business. He said, "Right, we need to find out what you're passionate about." So he gave me a task, and one of the tasks was I had to go out and get 5 new companies, architecture firms, right, to bring them on board so I could network with, so I could get them, so we could get their work. So my job was to cold call people, build networks, and meet up with them, have coffee with them, and get them as my client. And I did that. I got a lot of no's, got a couple of yeses, had a couple of coffees, and got into the network with some people. And I remember ringing up Brad when it happened. I'm like, "Brad, you don't understand. I just secured a meeting with this person, this architect firm. Like, can't believe I'm so excited. Like, yes, we achieved it." And he said, "Buddy," he goes, "when you said to me, you don't know what you're passionate about?" He goes, "That's your passion. That right there is your passion. That is what excites you. That is what makes you jump out of your skin. And I said, what? He said, the thrill of the chase, of having a task, having an outcome in mind, and saying, right, go out and achieve that. And then you actually go out and achieve it. So then your passion, buddy, is building networks. Your passion, buddy, is inspiring people to make change. That's your passion. Like, your passion is that. Like, that thrill. A lot of people don't like that. A lot of people don't like picking up the phone, making a new contact, building a network with them, and trying to do business with them. I absolutely love it. I froth in the mouth from it. Like, you tell me that I can't do something, and I'll make sure that I find a way to do it. Like, that's how passionate I am. And I thank him so much for showing me some light and showing me some input on what excites me. You know, what is it that truly excites me? To find out the pieces of the puzzle on what you're truly passionate about. So that question is, what excites you? And that's an example of what can really get you jumping out of your skin. What excites you? This is a good one. What do you really want out of life? May necessarily not be what you have right now, not what you have right now, but what do you want out of life? Like, what are you working towards? What are you striving towards every single day? Like, what is it that wakes you up in the morning? Like, I remember, like, right now, I don't know if any of you are following, but on Instagram, I've been doing these, you know, those push-ups when you go down. I can't show you now, right? But because the cameras aren't set up. When you go down and then you go up and your legs and your hands are up in the air. I only go, like, if you're looking at the elevation point, I only go there. I should be like there. But I'm practicing, right? So I set out and I'm like, I'm going to do this because push-ups are becoming easy. I want to stretch myself. I want to take myself to a whole nother level. So somebody said to me today, like, and I keep going out there, interesting fact, and I'm thinking about this now while I'm saying it's only new, and I keep asking people that are doing it. So can you give me some tips? Can you give me ideas? And I'm getting these tips and ideas from different people, right, that are doing this. And it's working. And it's working. So what I'm trying to get at is that you need to understand is that even if you don't have what you want, is who do you need to network with? Who do you need to speak to? Who do you need to get around that can take you into the path to get what you want? So we all really know deep down inside of us, when we remove all the bullshit, we all know deep down inside of us what we really want out of life. Some of us are just scared in opening up Pandora's box for the fear of not achieving that. That's all it is that we're just worried about, well, I don't want to go out and say that I'm going to do this push up like that. Whatever I don't do, whatever I fall and smash my chin on the tiles. Can it happen? Of course it can happen. Am I publicly posting these videos after I edit them? Absolutely not. They're live videos. This is the way it is. I'm showing you the process. I'm showing you how to progress. So that's the bullshit you need to eliminate. When I say to you is, what do you really want out of life? Oh, I don't know. What do you mean you don't know? Like, are you getting on through life at default or by intentions? Are you walking around blindfolded or can you see? God gave you two sets of eyes, two sets of ears, one mouth. Use them. Speak. Ask yourself some questions. Dwell inside of us. Let me know if this is making sense. Tamara said you're clearly driven. Tamara, like, I'm excited about life. I really am. I get excited about life. I get excited about what I do each and every day. I get excited about empowering people. I get excited about doing this. I don't need to do this. I can just take this on board. People pay thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to go to live courses to learn this stuff. I'm one of them. And now I'm giving it to you. I'm giving it to everybody. And that's what excites me. So what is it that you want? If you can take these key areas, so what do you love? What do you hate? What excites you? And what do you want? If you can take these 4 key areas and just a page, 2 pages, 3 pages, however many pages as you need, and just write down every word that comes in your head. Like, I love holidays. Okay, cool. What kind of holidays? Summer holidays, European holidays. Love holidays on the beach. I love holidays doing nothing. I love holidays sightseeing. Like, I love. Like, what do you love? Just keep dwelling in, and the next, deep dive into yourself. And when you can cover those 4 key areas of when you deep dive into yourself, then what you do is you start to group things and you think to yourself, right, so I love gardening. I love gardening. You're welcome. We love welcome as you're joining in. I love gardening. I love personal growth. I love reading books. I love learning new things. I love meeting new people. And it's like, if you love all these things, that's really all got to do with nurturing and growth. So bundle them together. Then you go in the next thing. It's like, all right, what do you hate? And bundle all the things that you hate together. And you find that things will match each other. Right? So you can all bundle like holidays and then everything around holidays. Bundle everything about personal growth, bundle them together. Everything about physical, the physique or everything external to us, you bundle them together. Once you bundle them together, the only questions you got to ask yourself is this: is you got to say, well, what is it that I need to go out and do? What do I need to work on? What business do I need to build? Where's there a proven business model already that I can just go out and apply myself into? Because I'm passionate about this, and I know that this company, this service, this business can go out and help me fulfill my passion. Sorry, not find my passion. Help me fulfill my passion. And unless you're willing to do that, the first exercise, which is discovering who you are, discovering yourself, unless you're willing to do that, then the truth of the matter is you're not going to achieve anything. You've got to be willing to do step number 1 before you get step number 2. You have to be willing to do that. You have to be. It's an absolute must that you go out there and discover what you're truly passionate about. Because here's what you don't want to happen. You don't want to end up 40 plus, 50 plus, even 30 plus for some of you, and go, just depressed. I think I'm going for midlife crisis. I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm not feeling good. I'm really not feeling good. And you're not feeling good is because you're not fulfilled. You're not feeling good is you haven't fulfilled your passion. You haven't actually stopped and thought about what you're truly passionate about. And some people say to you right now, like, I know there's people out there right now that you disagree. Well, you know, if you stop now, I'm at the age of 30, and if I chase what I'm passionate about, I'm not going to be making any finances. My finances are going to suffer. Well, guess what? Work on your daily job every single day. They're going to bring you finances, and work on your passion part-time. Work on the passion that cracks your day. Stay up a little bit later. Most of you work 8 hours a day, 12 hours a day. There's 24 hours in a day. Sleep less, wake up early. Like, that's what I mean. When you truly find what you're passionate about, then you go out there and you chase your dreams and your passion every single day. Regardless of the time, regardless of the circumstance. You're going to go out there and you're going to do that every single day. You really want to take ownership of your daily process. And you got to discover these 4 key areas. Get around some people, get around some communities, get around some people that are going to motivate you to move you in the right direction. If you think that your product and service or your idea is the only idea, you get over yourself. I guarantee you, I can name you 10 companies that have thought about what you're doing or that are doing what you're doing and that have executed. You take 10 cafes right now in this crisis that are thriving because they've innovated. The fitness industry right now, there's people, in my opinion, here's my opinion, and I'm not going to dwell into this. I believe the best thing that's happened right now to the fitness industry is this COVID-19. It's created these businesses, especially gyms, to go out and innovate. They've just built a whole new platform online. So guess what happens when this COVID-19 opens up? People are going to go back to live. Yes, people are going to love live, but then people are also going to stay online. They're going to be able to tune in online in their own comfort of their own home. Do people love that? Absolutely, they do. We've been doing it for 36 months. That's why I know. So if you think about this at the moment, is those 4 key areas of finding your passion in your work, finding your passion for your team, setting a culture, personally, organization, companies, teams, whatever it is, but find a passion and get out there and chase your dreams, guys. I can't help you enough. Now it's up to you. There's your gift. I've given you your gift. Now take that. Take that and go out and execute it. Make sure you go out and execute it. Guys, that's it for me today. I hope that was enjoyable. Tag your peeps. Let them know we're on again live tomorrow. If this was something that you enjoyed, let me know in the comments. Tell me what it is that you actually got out of this. I always love feedback. Positive or negative is the only way that we can improve ourselves every single day. Look at this comment. I like your ass. Okay, you like my ass. You can only see my head. This is not the last time you see my ass. But anyway, guys, like we always sign up, love to all, and peace.